Chapter 20. Captain Underpants, that's who. As much as George and Harold hated to do it, they decided that it was time to send in Captain Underpants to save the day. George snapped his fingers. Suddenly, the terror and panic that Mr. Krupp had been experiencing completely vanished. A wild, silly grin spread across his face as he leaped to his feet and ripped off his outer clothing and toupee. Mr. Krupp's transformation into Captain Underpants was almost complete. The only thing he was missing was a cape. "Gee," he said, "I sure wish I could find a red curtain with black dots on it." "Hey," said George as he pointed to the red curtain with black dots on it. "Here's a red curtain with black dots on it." "What a remarkably unexpected coincidence," said Captain Underpants as he grabbed the latest in a series of convoluted plot devices and tied it around his neck. So that became his cape. By this time, Melvin had stomped his way out of the factory and into the downtown area, leaving behind a twisted path of mucus-coated destruction. Captain Underpants flew into the air, following the trail of terror, until he was face to face with the snot-spewing cyborg. "I order you to stop," said Captain Underpants, "in the name of all that is shrunk and pre-shrunk and cottony." Melvin did not listen. Captain Underpants had no choice but to fight the boogery behemoth, but first he needed to save Miss Anthrop. Quickly, our hero flew to Edith's side, grabbed her hands, and pulled firmly. The slimy phlegm that covered Melvin's gigantic fist was strong and gluey, but it was no match for wedgie power. Captain Underpants pulled and pulled until Miss Anthrop became completely dislodged with a noisy, wet, disgusting sound. Note: please feel free to make the noisy, wet, disgusting sound of your choice to emphasize the intense drama of this gripping paragraph. "I'm free!" cried Miss Anthrop. "Let's get the heck out of here!" Suddenly, the bionic booger boy reached down and grabbed Captain Underpants by the cape. The monster held on tightly with his gigantic, gooey, robotic fingers. "Ack!" cried Captain Underpants. "He's got my cape! He's got my cape!" "Well, just untie it!" screamed Miss Anthrop. "Let's go! Let's go!" "But I can't fight crime without my cape!" cried Captain Underpants. "Forget your stupid cape!" Edith screamed. "Just save me, you idiot!" She's intense, huh? Always the kind words. Chapter 21. You can't have your cape and Edith too. That's a quote. You can't have your cake and eat it too. As anybody will tell you, no superhero is complete without a cape. I mean, without a cape, a superhero is just a guy wearing fancy underwear. Or in this case, not so fancy underwear. But Captain Underpants knew what had to be done. He reached up with his free hand and courageously untied his cape, valiantly sacrificing his aesthetic integrity to save the life of a mere mortal being. Aesthetic is how he looked. So he got rid of his good-looking superhero outfit and is now just in underwear. Captain Underpants and Miss Anthrop were now free, but they weren't safe yet. The bionic booger boy swung at our hero. With all his might, Captain Underpants weaved around Melvin's frantic, flying, phlegm-flinging fists as he tried to find a safe place to land. That was some good alliteration. Frantic, flying, phlegm-flinging fists. Say that a lot of times, huh? Frantic, flying, phlegm-flinging fists. Suddenly, Captain Underpants' 100% cotton-powered vision spotted George and Harold miles away. With lightning speed, he flew down to meet the boys. "George and Harold," said Captain Underpants, "you got to keep this woman safe while I destroy the robotic slime ball." "Okay," said Harold, "but hurry up, here he comes." "Wait!" cried Miss Anthrop. I didn't get a chance to say thank you." She turned and kissed Captain Underpants all over his face with wet, drooly smooches. "Thank you, thank you, thank you," she said between each sloppy kiss. "Yuck," said Harold. "I sure hope she doesn't thank us," said George. When Miss Anthrop had finished slobbering all over Captain Underpants' face, she gave him a great big hug for good luck. "Now go get him, Tiger," she said coyly. But Captain Underpants didn't move. He just stood there staring blankly into space. Off in the distance, George and Harold could hear the bionic booger boy approaching. Each thundering footstep brought the horrible beast closer and closer until at last he stood towering above them, panting heavily and dripping profanely. Miss Anthrop screamed and ran away. There's Captain Underpants, just standing there. Hurry, Captain Underpants, cried Harold. Do something. Yeah, cried George. Kick his hiney, kick his hiney. But Captain Underpants didn't move. He didn't fight. He didn't fly. He didn't kick anybody's hiney. In fact, the only thing he did was get very, very angry. What the heck is going on here, Bubs? He screamed. And why am I standing here in my underwear? George and Harold didn't like the sound of that. So somehow he got unhypnotized and he's back as Mr. Krupp. So chapter 22, welcome back, Crupper, will tell us what happens and why this happened and if they get saved or not. Stay tuned.